Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi, introduce. My name is Fatika Sari. I'm from 12 Science Street.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Izami Putri from class 12 Science 3.
Hi everyone, my name is Aradiba from 12 Science 3.
My name is Vinawati, I'm 12 Science 3.
We will review the film entitled 13 Bom di Jakarta. 13 Bom di Jakarta, which was released on December 28, 2023, is claimed to be the biggest Indonesian action film in 2023. This 143-minute film thus presents intense action scenes from start to finish, even though the narration in the film seems far-fetched and unpleasant for rational viewers. 13 Bom di Jakarta centered on a terrorist organization led by Ibrahim Ghani, played by Rio Dewanto, who attempted to destroy the Indonesian financial system, which was considered corrupt, with various financial frauds that harmed many people. While police and financial authorities seemed to let the victim fall Ghani, who used the alias Arok, threatened to detonate 13 bom di Jakarta, starting at the stock exchange. A total of 3 bombs exploded and killed many people. The effort to dismantle the terrorist network is in the hands of the two founders of Indodax, Oscar Dermawan, played by Ciko Kurniawan, and William Stanto, played by Ardhito Pramono. It must be admitted that the film by director Angga Dwi Masa Songko, previously known as Philosophy Copy in 2015, until later we tell about today in 2020, is an Indonesian action film with high intensity. The rhythm and tension are successful built from the start of the film.
The title of action film attached to 13 Bom di Jakarta is also supported by visual effect and a well-composed musical score, creating an elegant impression in this film. The performance of Rio Dewanto, who visually collaborated with Angga Dwi Mas Sasongko, is Philosophy Copy, looks very prominent as Ghani. Likewise, the choreography of fight, shootings, and car chase were executed well. However, it must be admitted that some of the narrative in the film seem far-fetched and end up being ridiculous, especially from reviewers who are trying to digest a film rationally and sensibly. Some scenes seem forced only to support the intensity of the action in the film. For example, when the duo founders of Indodax chose to escape from the anti-terrorist agency and tried to uncover Ghani's terrorist network themselves. It seems far-fetched that two civilians who did not have troops actually refused to collaborate with authorities or had more resources and in law enforcement. Then when the two of them tried to find a safe internet route, they chose a public internet cafe. Even to computer experts who can stop coding malware like at the end of the film, should have to go to the trouble of finding a safe network in the public place.
Likewise, when Agnes, aka Lutetia Sadewa, looked for a safe route to contact Karen's agent, aka Putri Ayudhya, a safe route to call the police instead of just going to the police station to contact the authorities. She chose to buy a telephone from a black dealer. Scenes that show police incompetence also make the audience shake their heads while enjoying the action scenes in the film. It's also important to remember, even though this film claims to be inspired by real events, that doesn't mean that what happens in the film ever happened in the real world. Angga Dwi Sasongko admitted that this film was inspired by the Alam Sutra bomb terror, with the perpetrator Leopard Wisnu Kumala demanding a ransom of 100 bitcoins.
Leopard himself is a lone wolf terrorist who moves alone, asks for ransom to pay off the debts, and does not work as organized as Kenny. The bomb he detonates was also in a mall toilet, not an exchange and MRT train, let alone in an airport like in the film Oscar and William, who are depicted as the main protagonists, also never helped the police dismantle the terrorist network. However, Oscar's monologue, which says he could not accompany his mother in the last moments before she died, and that his father was in debt, was actually told by Oscar Zamora, of the CEO of Indodex, was also operate in a comedy in this film. In the end, Church Bomb in Jakarta in that of fresh films, especially in the Indonesia action film genre, which in 2023 doesn't seem to be as numerous as other genres such as horror, drama, comedy, and religion. 30 Bombs in Jakarta deserve to be an alternative entertainment during the 2024 New Year holiday.
So, that's all for me.
That is all for me.
Sekian dari kami.
Thank you for watching.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.